This is the luxury world. Get inspired with us today and tomorrow. To understand why the Rolex flipper game is over, we must look at how we got here. Over the past decade, the popularity of Rolex watches soared to new heights, fueled by a combination of factors. The brand's exceptional craftsmanship, timeless designs, and association with wealth and success made Rolex watches incredibly desirable. But another key factor was scarcity. The once booming market for Rolex flipping, where savvy investors made quick profits by buying and reselling highly sought-after watches, seems to have peaked. A surge in demand, fueled by widespread interest and limited supply, drove resale prices to astronomical levels. However, contemporary trends indicate that this era of extraordinary returns may be coming to an end. In today's video, presented by Luxury World, we will explore the factors contributing to the decline of the Rolex flipping trend and discuss its effects on both collectors and the luxury watch industry. If you have not subscribed to our channel yet, we encourage you to do so now to stay informed about our future content. When we talk about flipping, we're not referring to individuals who buy a Rolex, keep it for a few years, and then decide to sell it when they want to upgrade. The real issue for Rolex and dealers lies with the rapid flipping of watches. True watch enthusiasts, those who want to own their ideal timepiece and wear it for years, are also concerned about this practice. We're finally returning to an era where buying a watch means wearing it and enjoying it, rather than quickly flipping it for profit. While we have seen some unpredictable trends in recent years, we are pleased to report that the flipping craze is coming to an end. Many of those who once bought watches to flip them are now realizing it is no longer profitable or worth the effort. It is worth mentioning that some of these flippers have managed to make significant profits, even funding home improvements like garden extensions or new kitchens through their Rolex transactions. Rolex has always been a brand that thrives on controlled scarcity. Their watches are notoriously difficult to obtain directly from authorized dealers, especially the most coveted models like the Submariner, Daytona, and GMT Master 2. The demand for these pieces often far outstrips supply, creating a perfect storm for flippers to capitalize on. These opportunists would buy watches at retail price and then turn around and sell them on the secondary market for 50%, 100%, or even 200% more than they paid. The inflated prices made flipping highly lucrative, attracting a new wave of investors who treated Rolex watches as a commodity rather than an heirloom. Authorized dealers need to move the stock they have in inventory, with watches sitting in safes and display cases, ready to be sold. Since these watches are available and customers are still seeking popular models like sports watches, GMTs, or watches for their partners, dealers must find ways to drive sales of the larger, gold pieces. In the short term, with fewer new watches entering the gray market, we believe the existing stock will become more valuable over time due to its increased scarcity. If fewer watches are now making their way to the gray market due to reduced flipping activity, it is likely that the availability of watches there will decrease. This could prompt authorized dealers to focus more on serving genuine buyers like you, allowing you to purchase and enjoy watches directly. Even if you experience a slight loss of 10% to 15% over 6 to 12 months, the pleasure of owning the watch makes it worthwhile. This approach could revitalize the gray market, making it more dynamic in the process. However, we do not expect this shift to occur immediately. In theory, a decrease in watch availability should lead to a gradual rise in the prices of pre-owned and gray market watches. Yet, Rolex's consistent price increases are tempering market enthusiasm. For example, a full gold Daytona, which now costs between £35,000 and £40,000, feels excessive compared to its price of £15,000 to £20,000 just a decade ago. While inflation and other factors have contributed to price hikes, the demand for larger, more expensive models is not as robust. Trends show that while more understated, luxury pieces like platinum or white gold Daytonas and Oyster Flex models remain popular, the market for larger, flashier watches is dwindling. In this video, we will highlight a few Rolex models whose resale value might surprise you, as they have recently dropped below their retail price. Some of these watches have experienced significant declines, though they still hold a value slightly above their trade or retail price. Let us start with number 3 on the list, the GMT collection. Leading the pack here is the GMT Master 2 Pepsi, famous for its striking blue and red ceramic bezel. Both the Oyster and Jubilee bracelet versions of this model have been extremely popular in the pre-owned market. The 2024 models, however, are especially rare this year, and some collectors have been fortunate enough to add one to their collection. Next up is the GMT Master 2 Bicolor, which has been outpacing the Oyster bracelet version of the Batman, selling at a rate of 7 to 3. This Sprite model, available in both Oyster and Jubilee bracelets, has also been moving quickly. Moving on to number 2, which probably will not come as a surprise, is the Submariner collection. The best-selling model here is the steel 41mm version. Both the Submariner date and no date are in high demand, though the no date variant is less frequently available through authorized dealers. Another model in this range that remains a top seller is the Bluesy, which continues to perform well regardless of market fluctuations. Whether priced below or above the list price, its iconic status and exceptional quality ensure it stays in high demand. Finally, at number 1, by a significant margin, is the Rolex Daytona range. The standout model here is the Oyster Flex Daytonas, which have been selling extensively. The 4 most sought-after Daytonas in this range are the Paul Newman, the Ghost, the Pikachu, and the Sundust in Rose Gold. Some dealers can barely keep up with demand for these models, and even other variants, like the discontinued Chocolate Dial, are selling out quickly. For example, the Sundust Rose Gold Daytona is a sweet spot within this range. We also recently sold a particularly rare piece, the 18-karat yellow gold meteorite dial Daytona on Oyster Flex. As the last product will be produced in 2023, this watch is especially special and highly desirable. The dynamics of Rolex flipping have shifted due to several factors, including changes in consumer behavior, fluctuations in market demand, production limitations, and broader economic conditions. While flipping once proved to be a highly profitable venture, recent developments, such as market instability and price volatility, have made it less lucrative and caused potential flippers to proceed with more caution. In conclusion, while Rolex flipping was once a profitable activity driven by limited supply and high demand, current conditions have made it harder to achieve quick, substantial financial gains. The key takeaway is to buy what you absolutely love, enjoy wearing it, and if you happen to lose a bit of money over time, so be it. If you make a profit, that is a bonus. With the collapse of the flipper market, the landscape for both collectors and investors has changed significantly. For collectors, the true enjoyment of owning a Rolex should lie in its craftsmanship, heritage, and personal connection to the piece itself. As scarcity diminishes and availability increases, those who are enthusiastic about watches for the right reasons rather than for financial gain will have the opportunity to acquire the models they love without the pressure of inflated prices. For investors, the scene has also shifted. While Rolex watches will still retain their value and may continue to appreciate, the days of huge profits from flipping are over. The speculative surge that drove prices well above retail is no longer sustainable. Moving forward, the value of a Rolex will be more closely tied to its intrinsic qualities such as its design, heritage, and the story behind it rather than its potential for speculation. The Rolex flipper game is officially finished. With the brand tightening its supply chain, the secondary market stabilizing, and a more informed consumer base emerging, the era of speculative flipping has come to a close. While this may disappoint those who hope to make quick profits, it ultimately benefits collectors and true enthusiasts who appreciate Rolex watches for their craftsmanship, legacy, and enduring appeal. In the end, Rolex watches are meant to be worn and enjoyed, not just bought and sold for financial gain. The market for these iconic timepieces will continue to evolve, but it seems the speculative frenzy is now behind us. What are your thoughts about the Rolex and the idea of flipping Rolex watches? If you enjoyed the video, we would appreciate it if you let us know by leaving a comment and giving it a thumbs up. Do not forget to follow our channel for more content. Once again, this is the Luxury World, and we look forward to having you join us in our upcoming videos.